I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is why you diversify. Wazang-a-lang and salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, your friendly internet psychopath Insanity, here with my co-host Bob.
Hello.
And today, on the Insane Report, well, once again, this is why I made Rumble. This is why I have Odyssey for my other channel. This is why I have BitChute. I'm going to be putting other stuff for the other channel. This is why I have Mines. This is why I have PocketNet, or Bastion as it's now called, and why I have Locals, as well as Rumble.
I think you already said that.
Anyhow, this is exactly why you diversify.
What's going on now?
Well, YouTube is clamping down again on misinformation.
Like, how bad?
Like really bad.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but before we get into it, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more insanity. Also, follow us on Locals,
Rumble,
Mines,
and PocketNet / I think they're calling it Bastion now.
either way. Also, if you feel generous today, drop a couple bucks into the PayPal to help keep the asylum running.
Or Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Anywho, you know what? Let's not beat around the bush. Let's just jump right into it. Well, bam. From the Daily Mail, YouTube bans prominent anti-vaxxers, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Joseph Mercola, and will remove videos peddling misinformation about CCP-19, MMR, and chickenpox vaccines, and all other jabs.
I hate that they call it the jab.
I really do as well. The Google-owned platform expanded the scope of its misinformation policy. This will now include false or misleading information on all approved vaccines. As a result of its CCP-19 misinformation policy, 130,000 videos were removed. The new scope will allow it to clamp down on wider false claims about vaccines. Now, here's the whole thing. What counts as misinformation anymore? Like, it is now, once again, YouTube, I am no doctor. Go talk to your own doctor. I am not giving medical advice. I am talking about what the CDC, the WHO, and other medical things have been said. The vaccine doesn't stop you from getting sick. The vaccine doesn't stop you from getting other people sick. In fact, there was, the thing going on at Duke. Well, let me see if I can find it. I'm just going to read it off. Give me a second. Where is it? There it is. From the World Socialist website.org. Hundreds of unvaccinated students test positive for COVID-19 at Duke University. Although Duke boasts the highest vaccination rate among major North Californian universities and is requiring all students and staff to receive their shot by October 1st, last week 349 students and 15 employees tested positive for the virus. All but 8 were fully vaccinated.
Wow.
Yep, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. But here's the thing. A month ago or whatever, if I had said that, misinformation, smackdown. Oh, God, no. The one video I had up where I made a joke, taken down. Medical misinformation. And now I have to walk on eggshells. They don't care. YouTube no longer wants to be YouTube. YouTube wants to be YouTube wants to be mainstream media now. Because the whole thing is mainstream media isn't dying. It is dying. There is a reason why people like Tim Pool and what was it? Steven Crowder, along with Jimmy Dore, and all of them have soaring viewership while CNN and MSNBC and even Fox are starting to tank. Because that generation that watched that is dying. And not just from CCP-19, but from actual, age. So, I don't watch those. The only reason I watch those is to be able to look at it and go, okay, so that's what the idiots are going to be screaming about this time. And it's just, so they don't, it's once again, we Americans and once again, this once again really boggles my mind because people are going to say, well, it's my private company. They can do whatever they want. And that's idiotic, seeing as, in a lot of places, you aren't allowed to go outside. People, so this is the new commons. This is once again as if cell phone companies suddenly decided they could go in and shut, like, oh, you're talking with someone about the vaccine, and then Verizon goes, bam, phone call shut off. You no longer can send calls or text messages for months or whatever, and it's maddening. But no, let's continue on. See, and this is once again why people don't trust big tech. This is why Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, places like that are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This is why Parler did so well, but then they ended up getting screwed over and they kind of died off. But why PocketNet and Minds are doing so well now. Why Telegram is such a big thing now, and Signal. Because no one except the people who are so delusional, the voices in my head think they're crazy. Only they believe this nowadays. But you know what? Let's continue on to another story about all this big tech censorship. From Politico. DeSantis pushing election officials to investigate Facebook. Tallahassee, Florida. I don't know. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis directed his Secretary of State to launch an investigation into a Facebook program that could have given incumbent politicians an advantage over challengers, but it's unclear what state law the social media giant could have violated. The Facebook program, reported earlier this month by the Wall Street Journal, created a system where high-profile users were either whitelisted, which effectively means that they were exempt from Facebook guidelines over allowable content or allowed to post content that violates the company's rule depending on the review from its staff.
So no fact check for them.
Not at all. What you say is the fact check. The program was put in place for Facebook VIP users such as well-known athletes, not just elected officials, but did include many government officials. Because not all politicians were included in the program, it gave what amounts to an incumbent advantage over challengers, according to internal Facebook documents reviewed by Wall Street Journal. So, once again, Facebook doesn't really have to, Facebook doesn't have to ban you over something small. They could just not care what the other people say. And when you you see them do it, and you think, oh, this is obviously just and fair, so I can do it. And then you get smacked down. Because obviously you did something wrong. Doesn't matter what they did. Once again, just like the Met Gala. Or the Grammys or the Emmys thing?
Oh yeah, literally everyone's shoulder to shoulder, no mask, no nothing.
And yet, you have to wear your mask at all times. Your little 3-year-old has to wear their mask. Because we all seen that video, which I love seeing people like, that's not child abuse. Yes, it is. No child. The children aren't affected really at all by this. That's why the flu is so much more dangerous, because children are affected by this. You know what children are affected by? Having to be forced to wear something that's uncomfortable that they don't want to wear. And before people go like, well, they have to wear pants. I was like, pants don't bother with their breathing. I know people, plenty of people here in Texas who saw that video and they were like, I don't care who that is. They would have immediately pulled their kid from wherever that place was because it's idiotic. Continuing on. Here, let's go back to the whole thing of the difference between conspiracy theory and truth nowadays is 30 days. From the Daily Mail, DC finally accepts that Hunter laptop is his... That the Hunter Biden laptop story, it's true. That whole Hunter Biden laptop story, where literally, what was it? I think it was the New York Post, was banned from Twitter, and if you mentioned it, bam, fake. that no one talked about it. They all kept it away, and then people were going around. Did you know about this? That this is what happened with Hunter Biden? People were like, no. I was like, would you have voted for Biden if you knew? No. But once again, new book on the Bidens by Politico admits Mail and others were right all along about getting money for the big guy, 10% for the big guy, and all the horrible things Hunter Biden has done. Emails from Hunter Biden to business partners in 2015 and 2017 were confirmed to be real by sources familiar with them who had access to Hunter's messages. An email from a Burisma executive thanking Hunter for the opportunity to meet the then Vice President Joe Biden was among those validated by the book. The Bidens Inside the First Family 50 Years Rise to Power documents President Joe Biden's lifelong work in the political arena. The Biden previously denied ever having discussed Hunter's foreign business ties. The emails and receipts, recent confirmation of their validity cast doubt on that claim. And but here's the big thing. Once again, they're banning misinformation about the vaccines and all that stuff. What was another thing? What was another thing that was misinformation up until recent?
The fact that the whole thing could have come from the Wuhan lab?
Yes, if you had mentioned that before, oh my God, misinformation, lies. And now, we pretty much, now that's probably what happened. Yep, that's fine now. We know it, yep. Another thing, because once again, it's not just going to stop at vaccines here. It's not going to stop at vaccines. You know the whole utterly bull story about the Border Patrol whipping illegal immigrants as they tried to work across? Turns out to be utter bull. And of course, Axios had to remove that whole bit because they went and they found the guy who actually taken the pictures and the videos, and he was like, no, they didn't do that. And when you actually look up even the basics, those are the reins for the horse that you use to get a better grip and pull and lead the horse the other way. And yet now, if that's misinformation. Actually, it was all true, and they had to redact every. They had to pull it all back. But misinformation, get slammed. And here we go. This could also be once again. If people don't go look through this, oh, no misinformation, this is not true, slam, bad channel, evil. Biden includes plan to be able to fine companies that don't mandate vaccines up to $700,000 in his $3.5 trillion reconciliation package. Thank God that the Republicans grew a spine and said, "No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this." So hopefully, I don't care. I don't care if the government defaults on its debts. I don't care anymore. It's their fault. And pushing this kind of garbage, give it a little while ago, they would have just pushed it on through because it's for the greater good. And the greater good, not anymore. A vaccine enforcement mechanism that has been included as part of the $3.5 trillion Build Back Better bill.
Of course, boiled brain Biden bill would have done better.
It would have done better, which allows for tenfold increase in fines for employers. The increased fines on employers could run as high as $70,000 for serious infraction. And what's a serious infraction?
Someone was sick that day and didn't get the test.
Oh my God, and then the company wouldn't fire them for it. Oh, what a serious infraction. And $700,000 for willful or repeated violations. You cannot mandate people get the vaccine. Well, here's the thing. You can mandate it all you want. It ain't going to happen here in Texas. I'm betting it ain't going to happen in Florida. And then because the whole thing is they're going to talk about like the IRS is just going to reach in and take other money. People are just going to not put it in banks. They're not going to put their money in the banks. They're going to put their money in someplace else. They're literally just going to have stacks of money in a giant safe. The vaccine mandate applied to businesses with 100 or more employees. Let that settle in. Not federal employees, which they actually have the ability to do. No, any company that has over 100 employees. So any grocery store chain, bam. all people have to be vaccinated. And a lot of people aren't wanting to do that. A lot of people are in that range where they do not need the vaccine, no matter what happens. The fines could be applied per incident, meaning that only a small number of incidents could quickly bankrupt a company. Once again, you're not going to do it because the government said so, then do it or we'll ruin you. Just like, what was it, Hochul? And she said, either you get it or you get fired, nurses. The bill has been passed by House Budget Committee and has been sent to the House floor for further debate and amendments. If this goes through, this is the end. This is the absolute end. Because Texas ain't going to do that. Maybe New York will do that. Maybe California will do that. But not Texas, not Florida, not a number of these other states where common sense is actually common. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Because YouTube now doesn't care anymore. They know they're the biggest game, which, well, I know a lot of people would say, like, well, then why don't you go someplace else? Because, look, I post videos on Rumble. I post stuff on Locals. They don't get much views. Here, they do, because this is the big game in town. And this is why you use this site to push off your alternatives. So, at this point in time, Bob, what there to do?
Once again, diversify. This is exactly why the smart people don't just have just YouTube. That's it, AdSense, whatever. If we had enough followers and subscribers and we were making money, we would have merch. We would also, once again, continue pushing PayPal. We would do live streams where people can give directly to us. Once again, it's all about you. YouTube is the big game in town. That's it. Just like Twitch is also big game in town, but it's a terrible platform. YouTube needs to catch up to Twitch, and the instant they do, that's where all the streams will be. But right now, YouTube is the place you go to get started. And then, once you have an audience, you push everything else. We're just pushing it earlier.
Exactly. But anyhow, that'll be the end of this little video. This is gonna, I would love to say this is gonna backfire, but I mean, it's YouTube. What can you do?
Nothing.
Nah, they really need to, 230 needs to be completely redone. It needs to be. 230 needs to be redone because this goes against it. Saying whatever you want as long as not breaking any laws. Because once again, a month ago, the vaccine is perfectly safe in every single way and stopped you from getting COVID. Now, that's a bit of a we'll circle back to that. But anywho, if you like this little video, then check the like button and subscribe for more.
Insanity.
And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.